You're welcome in worship this morning, and we all worship in different ways. If that means you need nursery care for your children 5 and younger, we have that available. If that means you need hearing devices, we have those available, as well as a T-coil system. If that means you need something quiet to do with your hands, we have manipulatives for all ages in the narthex. With that, let us deepen into the spirit of worship.
And I'll invite us right into this morning's prayer and reflection. The God that we know when we see hope and love and kindness, whatever that spirit is that has kept you going and has held people for as long as there have been, be with us today. And hold all those who have aching hearts, all who long for a world that is stronger and healthier. And hold everyone in this room who is struggling with something inside. Maybe it's a health or an addiction or a desire or a resentment or something that needs healing. Hold those who are grieving an anniversary, grieving a loss. Hold all of those who are exhausted and worried. Hold all of us as we strive to make this world what it could be. Help us to turn our thoughts into love and kindness. Help us to make this world what it needs. Amen. So welcome to the Unitarian Church. My name is Nathan. I'm one of your ministers today. We gave poor Reverend Meredith the Sunday off. She has not had a Sunday off since January, so it's time. A few announcements for you. The first is today during middle hour in room 6 will be the continuing introduction to our faith, signs and symbols of our faith. This week we're going to talk about sort of the history of this church's anti-racism work and anti-oppression work. In room 1 will be the social justice team, and we're having a special guest, Jennifer Carwile. She's a part of Together Baton Rouge, but she is not here in that capacity. She is coming because she is an advocate for helping people understand the conditions of our current East Baton Rouge prison system. And so it's a discussion with her about what she's seen and what the future could look like. We have a garden sale coming up in May, which means we need, if you are sprouting some extra plants, don't throw them away or don't try to cram them in your garden if you know they won't fit. Just hold on to them and bring them in May and we will sell them for you. We also have not yet decorated peace poles that we are selling, and then we'll ask you to take those home, decorate them, either put them in your garden or bring them back and let us sell them again for more of the fundraiser. This is like a kind of, I don't know if you've ever done this. Whenever I make adults do arts and crafts, they always fight hard against it. And then after about 5 minutes, they won't stop. So this is I don't know what that taps into, but this is your chance to really engage in whatever that is with these polls. And we have a lot to announce with the auction. So let me start by saying it is on what date? Oh, March 28th, great. What time does it start? It doesn't start at 6. It does, but the doors open at 5:30. Because at 6 o'clock we're having a jazz ensemble come and play, and that's when that Either the jazz ensemble starts at 6 or the live auctioning starts at 6. So 5:30 is when the doors open. We are trying this year to pre-sell the tickets to help us with some of the catering and figure out how many people are coming. So if you would please, there's a little QR code. Online folks, Marla may be able to type in the chat where to go. If she can't, just email me. But otherwise, there's a QR code on a flyer over there in the reception area. We'd love to have as many people pre-registered for the event as possible. The other things, we still need some volunteers for the day of, so if you are able or willing to volunteer, please talk to someone at that table or talk to me. This is not just for this church, and it is not just a fundraiser. It is supposed to be a big celebration. We're hoping that it will be a big celebration, so I hope you will invite many of your friends and family to come to this. Normally when we have jazz, we just say we're having jazz and that's the entire event. So we're putting a lot into this. And we also have a special events for children. So if you have children or the person you're inviting has children, please help register for that. The last thing is what to wear. We want this to be a big fancy gala event, and it's not a you have to dress up required event. In other words, this is not we expect everyone to be in super fancy tuxedos or whatever. We want you to wear what you want to wear, but if you want an excuse to wear a big fancy tuxedo or whatever, please use this as an opportunity to wear that. All right. Let's sing. Wait. Let's not sing yet. We have 56 items donated. We need to have about 70. So if you have a pretty cool donation or a pretty terrible donation that you want me to tell you is terrible, please come talk to me or someone at the auction table, and let's get a few more donations in. Now, I invite you to rise, body, or spirit for our opening hymn.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to bring us through our invocation. I'm going to guide you through a meditation and a breathing exercise. So if you would, just get comfortable in your chairs, 2 feet on the ground if you're able to. Kind of feel the seat underneath you, the pressure of the back of the chair against you. Let your shoulders roll down from your ears. I invite you through this. If you'd like to close your eyes, then you can. We're going to step into a dark place. Perhaps this is a forest or the depth of the ocean, maybe high into the atmosphere of the sky. Take a moment and find your breath here. A deep breath in and then out. Feel where it is inside of your body, how it feels up your chest, how on your next exhale, your diaphragm collapses, how the air moves through your arms, down your legs, into your toes. On your next inhale, I want you to start by breathing in and out through your nose. This is what we call the horizontal breath. It moves to the wood and the earth element, from the trees to the grass, the plants that are all around us. In and out of our physical forms. Your next breath will come in through your nose and then down and out through your mouth. This is your descending breath. Like water, we start at the top of our elevations and we move downstream as your river carries you out to the ocean. As the rain falls and waters the ground. Your next breath is in through your mouth and out through your nose. This year is the fire horse, and our ascending breath takes on that fire. We feel the energy rise up through us. Like the magma of the earth rising through the volcano. And our last breath is in through our mouths and out through our mouths. This is our breath of air, of spirit. This breath is everywhere and is part of everything. It surrounds us and moves freely. Take a moment inside of your visioning to think about what creatures you may have seen in the deep ocean swimming through with their bioluminescence, or the brilliance of the stars if you are high in the sky, or if you're in the forested area, how many creatures come alive when everything is quiet. When you are ready, please return to us, blinking your eyes open slowly and remembering where you are. I don't think you're ready for this takedown. So you might know that today the sermon is inspired by K-pop Demon Hunter. But I promise it's not an excuse for me to sing the entire soundtrack to you. Actually, I've been called for a while to do a talk on the topic of misunderstanding oneself. For a while now, but I wasn't quite sure how to get that message across. And despite my attempts to avoid the popular animated film, I found myself in its atmosphere. This collision allowed me to find a way to communicate to y'all about some of these harder topics: abandonment, self-sabotage, and control. So the title of our message is Fighting with Our Demons. And let me clarify, not fighting as in against, not fighting as a mechanism for dominance or resource extraction or supremacy, but fighting as in a pursuit, a deepening of a conversation that makes you ask questions to yourself that you may never speak out loud. Fighting as a means to understanding. I know this can be challenging because most of us don't get into fights with the intention of, how am I gonna lift the person up that I disagree with? So I accept and acknowledge that I may be challenging you today. Thank you for allowing me to do so. I want to further explain what I mean by demons. I'm not talking about creatures that dwell in other realms, but I am talking about those thoughts and the voices that dwell inside of us all, that know every secret, that know every lie, and everything that we try to hide away. The issues of our heart, the unique personal hardships that cause us pain. K-pop Demon Hunter touches on all of these topics. Through song and dance and storytelling. But the most interesting part of that for me is how a large number of our children have felt so seen by this narrative. Modern society is plagued with loneliness and a deep need to feel seen and to be heard. I believe that a culture of isolation has taken root inside of all of us. And the bravery that we may need to overcome that and fight it, to understand it, lies deep within ourselves. So it is my intention, inshallah and God willing, to inspire that flame today.
Right where you're seated, let's sing this next hymn.
How could anyone ever tell you you were less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How
Today we have two cards. One is wishing a speedy recovery to Penny Nichols after a planned surgery that she had this week. And the other, we have a rule in this church, which is we do not announce birthdays, because that means every Sunday we're announcing 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 birthdays. Instead, everyone who is over 90 gets a birthday announcement. And so I would like to announce, and she's probably watching online, Katie Howard, a longtime member of this church. It's her 96th birthday, and so we're going to have a card for Katie. So Katie, if you're watching, happy birthday. Also, our guest in the pulpit today is our own Keket Sanders. Keket is one of the veterans of one of the alumni of the Preacher Pack. She is also a former social justice chair in the church, and all around, there's like an official title for what a plant person is, and I don't remember what it is. Horticulturist, arborist, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, so I am very pleased to welcome her today. This ritual we have is open to everybody, visitor and member alike. Online folks, type right into the chat your stone. For in-person, come forward either along the west or the east wall, take a stone, let it represent whatever you're carrying today, and place it in the chalice bowl. We invite those who wish now to come forward as we place stones. And we say together, with hope to make this a better world, we light this flame. Its light is the symbol of the power of love.
From all that dwell below the skies, let songs of hope and faith arise. Let peace, goodwill on earth be sung, through every land, by every tongue.
So the hymn that we all just did, How Could Anyone, is actually one of my favorites. Lee did not know that. I remember sitting in the back of the church, listening to it for the first time, and I just broke into tears. It felt like the lyrics had a sense of astonishment at the pure audacity of anyone to promote the very idea that you could be less than whole and holy. How dare anyone even conceptualize that there could be something about you that just wasn't right? Unfortunately, that feeling of being wrong is all around us. So I'm gonna reverse a little bit. As I mentioned, I was very averse to watching the popular movie. Mainly because the music industry, including but not limited to the K-pop genre, is built on the appropriation and exploitation of Black culture, while simultaneously excluding and devaluing Black people. All the reward while being part of perpetuating the pain. So I was not enthusiastic. But one night, I had a terrible dream. For reference, I usually have scary dreams. Things that center around the apocalypse or wars or loss. I'm pretty well situated within my mental scape to handle these things. I typically seek to understand the lesson that my unconscious is trying to teach me, rather than shoving it away. But sometimes, I have dreams that are psychologically distressing. In those moments, I wake up in the middle of the night, confused, heart pounding, unable to seek the comfort of sleep any longer. When I was small, and this would happen, my mama would let me watch an episode of a cartoon or two to ease my nerves. In small doses, distractions can be a gift. So this night, I'd woken up, heart aching, and my partner suggested that I watch it. Take a chance. So I did. And I mean, let's be honest, the movie has some bangers. It's fun. And from the moment they introduce the song Golden, it highlights stepping out of the shadows and into who you're meant to be, who you have always been. I could see why it was an immediate hit. Our main character goes through a lot of self-doubt and constant self-abandonment for the sake of what they have been taught is the right thing. All of her closest friends have been raised this way. Everyone she cares about reinforces this idea. These demons are bad, and we must destroy them. It's not as though any of our heroes have come to this conclusion themselves. They were instructed and guided by the generations before them. It was passed down to them by their most trusted leaders and the caretakers of their world. By any means necessary, these demons must be eradicated. So then, when those demons are a part of us, the only logical conclusion is that a part of who we are must also be eradicated. No hope, no mercy, no compassion or peace. And when you decide to treat anything with such a hostile nature, fear and shame grow. When you will your power to wipe the earth clean of it, you leave a hole, a chasm, barren ground that begins to fester. This misery becomes hungry. It will always be hungry, looking for something to fill it. It will spread and it will engulf everything in its wake. So let me explain a little further why this method yields mainly toxic results. and some forms of cognitive behavioral therapy, we learn that shame, guilt, and fear seek out anything trying to transform itself or alchemize itself. Those hard feelings are looking desperately for change, and we will use every method that we can find, good or bad. If we are able to slowly and consistently intercept that loop with long-term joy, peace, and acceptance, then we can rewire our brains to lean away from self-destruction and towards rehabilitation. But this isn't a one-time fix-it. The task is constant. It is thus a fight and a pursuit. So when we lay awake at night, because the narratives in our mind are just too troubling, sometimes what generates within us is the need to destroy those thoughts. We have to eliminate them because all we can feel in that moment is the pain. This approach spreads throughout our minds and makes us feel as if we then need to eradicate pieces of ourselves in order to be okay. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. And hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." So, believe me when I say I know it is a big ask to find love for those demons because they bring us to our knees. But the alternative is allowing that hate to bleed into your very soul. Because hate will devour you, and it is never satisfied. It will feed like everything that needs to be alive. It will reach far beyond you into the fabric of our communities and into the fabric of our lives. When we decide there are pieces of ourselves that are unworthy of love, then we continuously seek to abandon ourselves. And when we abandon ourselves, we then abandon one another and everything else in the pursuit to run from this hardship.
Yeah, but we're not done yet. We're at the offering. So let me, where do I put this? I was talking to one of the leaders in the immigrant community right now, and I talked to her earlier this week, and I asked her whether ICE is fully gone or still here. And she said they're still here. They're lying low, but they're still here. A lot of the families who, even if they are here with documents or with legal status or even citizens, many of them are self-deporting because living in this kind of fear is too much. We are doing a good job in this church of collecting food to help distribute to some of the people who are still hiding in their homes. I bring all of this up to say that this whole month of March, which is a 5-Sunday month, which means we're going to share a little extra, we are giving half of everything we collect to LORI, which is Louisiana Organization for Refugees and Immigrants. They are doing a lot of the very important advocacy work that is needed right now to support people who our own government has decided need to live in fear. So I just would like to name that, and I will ask you to give very generously as this morning's offering is gratefully given and received.
I tried to hide, but something broke. I tried to sing, couldn't hit the notes. The words kept catching in my throat. I tried to smile. I was suffocating though. But here with you, I can finally breathe. You say you're no good, but you're good for me. I've been hoping to change. Now I know we can change, but I won't if you're not by my side. Why does it feel right every time I let you in? Why does it feel like I can tell you anything? All the secrets that kept me in chains and all the damage that might make me dangerous. You got a dark side. Guess you're not the only one. But what if we both tried fighting what we're running from? We can't fix it if we never face it. What if we find a way to escape it? We could be free. Free. We can't fix it if we never face it. Let the past be the past till it's weightless. Oh, time goes by and I lose perspective. Yeah, hope only hurts, so I just forget it. But you're breaking through all the dark in me when I thought that nobody could. And you're waking up all these parts of me that I thought were buried for good. Between imposter and this monster, I've been lost inside my head. Ain't no choice when all these voices keep pointing me towards no end. It's just easy when I'm with you. No one sees me the way you do. I don't trust it, but I want to. I keep coming back to. So take my hand. It's open. What if we heal what's broken? I tried to hide, but something broke. I couldn't sing, but you gave me hope. We can't fix it if we never face it. Let the past be the past till it's weightless. And now, as you're willing and able, I invite you to arise in body and spirit as we sing hymn, Here Together.
We are here together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place. We are here together in these holy moments. Give us strength to go down the winding road until we meet again. We are here together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place. We will spend time together in these holy moments. Give us strength to go down the winding road until we meet again. And our prayer for you is a peace that's true until we meet again.
The Montessori pedagogy talks about a non-hierarchical relationship between guardian and children. Dr. Maria Montessori reminds caregivers that the behaviors you may find the most bothersome are only able to be felt so deeply if you have a strong connection to them. So, if you have ever been told that you were too loud, moving too much, then you may lean towards irritation if those around you are being loud. If you were taught that a piece of you was not acceptable, you might find it harder later on to accept that part of someone else. If your need to be liked made you change how you present yourself, you may be inclined towards discomfort when another person seems unbothered, representing themselves in whatever way they want, rather than holding the opinions of others in the highest regard. The thought, I had to change, so why shouldn't they, may find its way crawling up. Without acceptance, fear and shame mature into resentment and bitterness. That metamorphosis makes us easy to control and quick to punish others. How might you want to reach back into yourself, into the child who was scolded? How might you want to hold them and tell them that it's not your fault? How might you want to better show up for that part of yourself? So let's take a moment, return back to this morning's visioning. I asked you to go into a dark place, and maybe you chose the forest, or the sky, or the ocean. Maybe you saw those bioluminescent creatures, or the owls with their big eyes, or those brilliant stars shining down on you. Are they any less worthy of love, any less important than what you can see in the light? They are part of sacred darkness. And take your time returning back to us. You are sacred in your struggle, and you are all free to truly be yourselves. I believe the journey within ourselves and the struggle with our demons offers a gift, a certain amount of awareness if we can seek it out. Personally, I find that having to cope with the state of our society becomes a huge challenge. I believe we should be living in balance with creation, that above all else, we should foster right relationship. Globally, we do not live in a way that supports that. So our current society makes existing harder than it ever should be. I only came to realize this because my demons so very acutely bring my attention to that fact. I do not want to live that way. The gift that it carries within me is to fight for life, one that I believe in living, not just for myself, but for every being. I want every queer child to wake up feeling loved and sacred and at peace, whole and holy. I must fight with my demons in order to see that dream come true, and in order to remember just how serious it is to make that change.
Nothing but the truth now. Nothing but the proof of what I am. The worst of what I came from. Patterns I'm ashamed of. Things that even I don't understand. I tried to fix it. I tried to fight it. My head was twisted. My heart divided. My lies all collided. I don't know why I didn't trust you to be on my side. I broke into 1,000,000 pieces, and I can't go back. But now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. The scars are part of me, darkness and harmony. My voice without the lies, this is what it sounds like. Why did I cover up all the colors stuck inside my head? I should have let the jagged edges meet the light instead. Show me what's underneath. I'll find your harmony. The song we couldn't write, this is what it sounds like. We're shattering the silence. We're rising defiant, shouting in the quiet. You're not alone. We listen to the demons. We let them get between us. But none of us are here on our own. So we were cowards. So we were liars. So we're not heroes. We're survivors. The dreamers, the fighters. No lying. I'm tired. But dive in the fire, and I'll be right here by your side. We broke into 1,000,000 pieces, and we can't go back. But now we're seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. The scars are part of me, darkness and harmony. My voice without the lies, this is what it sounds like. Why did we cover up all the colors stuck inside our head? Get up and let the jagged edges meet the light instead. Show me what's underneath. I'll find your harmony, fearless and undefined. This is what it sounds like.
So, I can't tell you what your demons want to show you. I won't ever know the depth of your struggle. It is in that way a solo journey. But when we can accept ourselves and stand in our totality, we create an unbreakable force. We see each other in our weakness, and we can lift each other up. This is the last week of Ramadan. It was in a dark cave late one night that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received the Al-Quran. It is in our weakness that the great universe, that God tells us to turn to them. Because in our darkest hour, we are most able to receive the beauty and the restoration that has always been waiting for us. This sacred balance is imbued in creation. As we journey to accept ourselves, we open our hearts and our minds to one another, and we move forward. That's when we step up, and that's when we truly become who we were born to be.
I invite you to invite you to rise, body or spirit, for a closing hymn.
Keep your heart wide open. All the waves want to push you around. You've got to keep your heart wide open till your faith brings you back to the ground. Keep your arms wide open, though the waves want to push you around. Keep your arms wide open till your faith brings you back to the ground. Keep your eyes wide open, though the waves want to push you around. You've got to keep your eyes wide open till your faith brings you back to the ground. Keep your love wide open, though the waves want to push you around. You've got to keep your love wide open till your faith brings you back to the ground. Keep your heart wide open, though the waves want to push you around. You've got to keep your heart wide open till your faith brings you back to solid ground.
For all who see God, may God go with you. For all who embrace life, may life return your affection. For all who seek a right path, may a way be found. And the courage to take it, step by step. Go in peace, go in love. Amen.